So as much as I like the small size of this item, there was a few things that I dislike about this, and also because it is so small. The battery itself, when you open it up, it comes out, which is good. You get a small SONY battery, and this specific battery is the MPBX1. So if you do have one with another device, this is going to be pretty cool. It's a lithium battery, so those last pretty long. But the downside of it is the following right here. This is the memory card that we use, but it is the micro SD memory card. Because we're using the micro SD, that means you need something else in order to actually use it. And the micro is super small, really small. It is definitely micro size. So if you need to use this for your own uses, the big downside of this thing is that you have to buy something like this, otherwise known as the micro adapter. If you do want to stick it inside, you will take the small micro SD card, which is actually not included with this camera. You have to buy your own. You have to stick it in here and then stick it inside your computer. Now this is not really necessary, because if you're using this camera and you're sticking it to recharge, it potentially could also get your photos out using the same exact method. So that's the alternative method of you getting it out without needing to take out the micro SD card and use the external adapter for it. Now, another thing about this is the small size of this camera, which is maybe why you decided to get one. So if you're comparing it to one of the smallest cameras of Canon, it is nearly identical in size, almost the same. The Canon S110 and this specific, the 99 model. And if you want to see it from side by side, it is just slightly bigger than that one. And if you want to compare this to some of the latest Canon equipment, well, we have another one right here, which is the Powershot G9X Mark II. So it doesn't compare to the older version, but when you compare this to the newer version, they're almost identical in size. And you can tell right here between them. And it really comes down in some ways to looks. But the big difference between both of those is definitely this is the super zoom and this is not. This takes better micro images and this takes better far away images. It's really a tele kind of a camera, telecamera, otherwise known as a camera to take pictures from far away of things, going to the zoo, to the beach, going to places, car races, attractions, and so on. It's not really for high-speed items, but it is for things that are farther away. And it comes with one of the most awesomest selfie things right here, where you can take your own selfies with it. And this is something that I haven't not seen yet in a small miniature camera such as this. So Canon doesn't have something that has a selfie screen right in it. Unfortunately, this is almost useless just because you're kind of dark. It's a very dark camera. It is 3.5 to 6.4. 3.5 is kind of dark. Whereas this one right here is 2.0, which is super bright lens. That's the big difference between those two. So you're sacrificing, you're getting the 4K, and then you're losing a lot by having at least 1.5 stop darker camera. Does have a nice grip to it. Does come with really this nice feature for the micro flash. This is, I mean micro. Look at the size of this small flash right here. It is tiny, super tiny. And comparing it to this decent flash right here, this is a bigger flash, by the way, too. You can see a little bit more flash to this than that one. So it is a small flash. But you're also getting another bonus here. You're getting this. You're actually getting a way for you to view this. Right here. A viewing screen. That is actually awesome. I wish Canon did have this, and Sony has it in the smallest possible form. So if you're going to an adventure, let's say you're going to Africa, or you're going to a safari, or you're going to South America, like anywhere you're traveling, backpacking, this is definitely a handy camera. Going to different countries, you don't want to haul a bunch of your gear and then stand out as a photographer. And plus, if you want to take pictures of things that are far away, well, this will actually do it. It will do the trick. And here you can just launch in the flash. Pretty simple, right? Now, I think I just got the memory card out. I just wanted to show you a bunch of pictures that I took with this. Let's put the memory card inside. You have to switch it to close it. Turn this on. Let's review the images that we shot. Now let's zoom in. And it's not touchscreen. It's another big thing here. None of the images are touchscreen. We have all those fancy things right here. You can send this to the smartphone, which is kind of cool, but a needed function that is totally useless for me. I'm really tempted to press on them all the time, but you can't. And you have right here, there is actually a focus shadow, so you can press on it and focus where you want to focus on the image itself. So let's say, for example, focus right here. You're just focusing on it, and I think there is a way for you to take a picture by just pressing on it too, if you do set it inside here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the images here. You can zoom in, super zoom on the image. You can put it on the calendar. You have to press on the menu to exit.